Welcome back. Checking in with domestic news now. To start in Washington, where White House National Security Advisor John Bolton revealed President Trump has signed a new cybersecurity strategy. Bolton told reporters during a conference call, quote, "For any nation taking cyber activity against the United States, they should expect we will respond offensively as well as defensively." The plan is the first of its kind to be signed in 15 years. According to the White House, the strategy's main components include strengthening the cybersecurity of federal and critical infrastructure, improving incident reporting and combating cyber crime, protecting U.S. companies from intellectual theft, creating an international cyber deterrence initiative, exposing and countering online intelligence and information campaigns, and finally, by promoting internet freedom and American enterprise abroad. These are just a few aspects of the strategy, which can be found in full at whitehouse.gov. Trump said of the plan, quote, "We must protect the American people, the homeland, and our great American way of life." While many of these points may sound like a fancy defense policy, what does all of it really mean? With cybersecurity in question, I spoke earlier with former UK MP George Galloway to decode the strategy. All right, George, first of all, the Trump administration now promises to expose and counter malign influence and information campaigns online. What kind of media do you imagine will be targeted by this strategy?
Thee and me. The prevailing orthodoxy is stepping up its intentions to defend itself and to repel all borders. And as the prevailing orthodoxy has comprehensively failed in the United States, in Britain, and indeed around the world, that can only mean trouble. It's no surprise that the Mephistopheles of the Potomac, John Bolton himself, was the man to announce this. Back in Ronald Reagan's day, they talked about the U.S. exercising full spectrum dominance. They meant at that time the Star Wars program and the rest, but that was before Al Gore invented the internet. And now this is a second draft of an attempt at full spectrum dominance. And I think it's doomed to fail, actually, because this genie is out of the bottle. And there are plenty of people as clever as any American cyber warrior in all kinds of countries around the world.
And we imagine perhaps that Chinese and Russian media often fall under the microscope when talking about malign influence campaigns and whatnot. The U.S. government is often using that language to, censor this network, perhaps. What about the initiative to promote internet freedom and U.S. enterprise abroad? How has the United States weaponized internet freedom in the past?
Well, this is George Orwell's 1984 as a manual rather than as a novel. To say that you're promoting internet freedom whilst clamping down on internet freedom, to say, as the document does, I've read it, that it's about the defense of privacy, when in fact it is the very antithesis of privacy. This is pure doublespeak in the classic Orwellian sense. But the problem for the United States is that American ideals, as they like to think of them, cannot be weaponized because they're not popular. People don't want them. People want their own ideals, their own national ideals, their own cultural ideals, and there's nothing unique or, dare I say it, exceptional about American values that the rest of us are prepared to accept being shoveled down our throat. So again, this is doomed to fail, not just because the internet is inherently incapable of taming, it's the wildest of mustangs, but because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
George, since we have some time, I want to ask you about one other story that fits in line with this theme of internet censorship. Documents recently leaked to the Wall Street Journal show that Google employees actually discussed and debated whether or not they should manipulate search results back in 2017 after Trump announced the travel ban, and pretty much they wanted to hurt the Trump administration's policy there and help other search results come up higher on the website. Does this news concern you?
Yes, I mean, these mega corporations, Bezos, the owner of or controller of Google, grew $164 million richer every single day in the last 12 months. And that's just him. The company as a whole, and Facebook and other companies like them, have unwarranted power. And if people are really concerned about the republic, really concerned about democracy, we have to get to grips with these powerful corporations, because they are being allowed to effectively, like the deadly upas tree under which nothing can grow, make sure that no competitors emerge in this battle of ideas. And it's an affront to democracy. It's an affront to the American Constitution and the interests of the American people to have such a corporation blatantly manipulating what it is that they are able to see on Al Gore's internet. We really have to fight for real freedom, not the Donald Trump policy announcement freedom today.
Right, and you don't have to support the travel ban or Trump's policies in order to see how dangerous it is for a company like Google to have that power. Former MP George Galloway, we're unfortunately out of time, but we'll be talking to you again very soon. Take care.